the law. You have this bill going to the president. A day before, there is a suit in court. He talks about the fact that there is some matter at the Supreme Court criticizing it. You've heard his rhetoric and everything. What do you make of the bill? Are we doing the right thing? And if we are, do you feel the president will give his assent to it now that he's saying the Supreme Court must rule on it before you do?
Okay.
Or before he does?
Now, there's a certain compulsion on the president, obligated under law, to assent to a bill submitted to him within a certain time limit. And with your permission, if time being on our side, let me read quickly what the Constitution says. Article 106 of the Constitution states this, particularly at Clause 8. Where the president refuses to assent to a bill, all right, he shall within 14 days after the refusal, A, state in a memorandum to the Speaker any specific provisions of the bill which in his opinion should be reconsidered by Parliament, including his recommendation for amendments, if any, or B, inform the Speaker that he has referred the bill to the Council of State for consideration and comment under Article 90 of this Constitution. Now, what this says is that once a bill is properly remitted from the office of the Speaker through the clerk to Parliament to the office of the President, time begins to tick. So he cannot abandon the bill in abeyance and do whatever suits his whims and caprices. Now, the Constitution is very clear that if you decide to veto the bill, you must within 14 days after that decision explain to Parliament why. Especially if you are minded to have portions of the bill amended, you have to prefer those amendments with explanatory memorandum. That's the first option. The second option is, if you are minded as the President to refer the bill to the Council of State for further consideration, you must inform Parliament that you have done that. The Council of State also within 30 days upon that referral must get back to the President with the feedback on the bill. And the President will remit that to Parliament, and Parliament will consider it under Article 90. The procedure is very clear there. And when that is done, and the bill is remitted back to the Presidency after 2/3 approval from Parliament, the President is mandated within 30 days to assent to it. So all these strictures and timelines are properly captured in the Constitution. Now, you have a president who, before a suit is even action in the Supreme Court, he has the privilege to speak to it and injuncts himself that because of the anticipated suit, I will stay my hand whenever a bill that is yet to reach my desk, whenever it comes, I'll stay my hands. And that, I think...
In effect, when no one knew about such a suit, because the suit was dated the 5th and the president was
exactly
on the
4th. So that conduct in itself, it's unconstitutional.
The conduct of the president.
Yes, that he will stay his hands and abide the outcome of the Supreme Court decision, whether it takes 2 years or 3 years, is in itself unconstitutional, because that is not the law.
So you mean the president erred?
He erred. With those comments,
on the face of the law?
Yes. In fact, in respect of other private members' bills that have been passed by Parliament, properly remitted to him, and he kept it from August until in December, when the Constitution says that if you disagree with any portion or portions of the bill, do so within 14 days. It took him 6 months to write a long memo to Speaker, supposedly explaining giving reasons of his disapproval of or his decision to veto those bills. And that is also in itself unconstitutional.
Let's go.